Kara, thank you so much for joining us. It's great to have you on Bloomberg. You're announcing some big EV developments. You are adding electric vehicles from Mercedes to your fleet in Europe. This in addition to 100,000 electric vehicles from Rivian that are supposed to hit the streets in the United States next year. Tell us more about the partnership and how it's going to work.
Yeah, well, thanks very much for having me on, and we're really excited always to talk about our initiatives in sustainability and our investments. So we are really excited to add more than 1,800 electric vehicles from Mercedes-Benz, and they will begin making deliveries to customers in Europe this year. This is part of our overall initiatives on the climate pledge, which Mercedes-Benz is also joining us in signing. So that's another big, exciting thing that we would love to talk more about, our mission to meet the Paris Agreement goals 10 years early and to become net zero carbon by 2040.
Tell us about that plan to get to net zero carbon by 2040, one full decade ahead of the Paris Accord.
Yeah, exactly. We think that the science is telling us that urgent action is needed on climate change. We know this from what we're seeing, both that the pace of climate change is accelerating on the planet, and also the effects of climate change are more devastating than we had originally anticipated. So we looked at that science. We looked at our businesses, our operations, our ability to innovate, and our ability to be a customer of new green technologies, products, and services. And we said, we think we can go faster and send a really strong signal that we want to be more ambitious on the fight to slow climate change. And we want to also think about inviting other companies in to do that with us. So we have begun to make a number of operational changes. We've begun to think about the types of products and services we need. And in 2019, we established the Climate Pledge, which was an invitation for other companies to come in on that level of ambition and additionally commit to reaching net zero carbon by 2040.
Bill Gates just told us he thinks that climate change could be a worse disaster than COVID. Talk to us about the response from other companies that you're getting, and why bother focusing on other companies when Amazon is such a huge company and has its own work cut out for it.
Yeah, that's a great question. I mean, we see the ability to use our size and our scale for good. And we know that with climate change, it is such a complex problem. There's more and more we're learning every day about some of the things that are going to be needed, natural climate solutions, along with technological innovations and business changes. We need governments to come along with us. We need the NGO sector. We need other companies. And so we really, in order to slow climate change, in order to address this very complex and global challenge, we're going to need all types of partners. So while Amazon has a lot of work to do to begin to use our size and scale for good and to become a customer of these products and services, we want companies in every single industry to be thinking about this, to be driving at these kinds of changes, to be demanding policy changes, and partnering across multiple sectors to address this really urgent issue that I think Bill Gates is right. It hasn't gone anywhere, even though we're in this very crucial and important pandemic moment. Climate change is continuing to kind of, evolve on our planet, and we need to address it in a really rapid pace.
So you're adding these EVs to your fleets around the world. You said you are going to be ambitious about this. What else are you doing to make dramatic changes, to make your delivery operation more sustainable?
Yeah, we're looking every day at how we can increase the sustainability of all of our operations, including our deliveries. And so that means things like ordering these 1,800 vehicles from Mercedes-Benz. Of course, we also have ordered 100,000 new electric delivery vehicles from the US car-based manufacturer Rivian as part of these Climate Pledge commitments. And all 100,000 of those will be on the road globally by 2030. We're also looking at packaging initiatives. We're looking at our optimization of our routing, and we look at how we utilize our transportation, delivery, and logistics network to increase the sustainability of our operations. We've also done research to understand more about how e-commerce is truly more sustainable as a business model. So we're looking at this from all angles.
Meantime, as we're speaking, Hurricane Laura is devastating the southern part of the United States. You've got fires burning across California. The air outside my window is filled with a smoky haze. How are these extreme weather conditions impacting Amazon's operations?
Yeah, well, first of all, I just want to say we want to, our hearts go out to everybody that is affected by these natural disasters. And our primary goal is to keep all of our associates safe. So we have a number of our leaders looking at this on a daily, if not hourly basis at this point, and looking at just really protecting our employees and looking at our operations to keep everybody safe. We also have a team that is Amazon in the community that will, does a variety of disaster relief functions. And so I know that team will deploy resources where they're needed using our logistics infrastructure to do that. And they've done that a number of times when these natural disasters have affected our communities. I would also say, we are looking from from my lens in sustainability, always at these types of events and figuring out how we can better understand climate change and how we can increase the resiliency of our operations to continue through whatever we're presented with to be able to deliver to our customers when in fact it is safe to do so.
Meantime, because of COVID, people are ordering more and more on Amazon. They were ordering more and more on Amazon anyway, and that means boxes piling up, Whole Foods delivery bags piling up, and they're hard to get rid of. I mean, my kids can only turn so many boxes into robots before our living room is full. What are some long-term solutions to this problem?
Yeah, well, I'm glad to hear you're reusing boxes. They are a fun thing and an activity you can do. We've got a lot of information for customers about how to do that. But really, our goal is to do two things. One is to really go to the source of that packaging material. And our packaging lab is constantly innovating to find ways to both reduce the weight of packaging materials so we're able to be more efficient in our deliveries, as you were mentioning. To that end, we've eliminated more than 880,000 tons of packaging materials. That's 1.5 billion shipping boxes avoided. By investing in programs like frustration-free packaging and ship-to-known container programs. So we've reduced the packaging weight per shipment by 33%. And these kinds of innovations are really key to reducing that waste. Of course, we're also investing in circular solutions and providing more information to customers about what to do with those packaging materials that they receive. We've invested in circular economy initiatives like the Closed Loop Fund, to increase the availability of municipal recycling. We've also put out a website called Amazon Second Chance, which tells customers what they can do to reuse, recycle, refurbish, resell both products and packaging that they receive.
Amazon recently hired Alicia Bowler-Davis, the first Black executive to join the leadership team. It certainly seems from the outside that Amazon is trying harder to elevate women and people of color to leadership roles. What's it like on the inside being a woman in leadership at Amazon, and how important a development do you think this is?
Yeah, Alicia is an incredible leader. I have the great pleasure of learning from her, working with her every day. She's a formidable leader. Brought a lot of great experience to Amazon. It's really exciting to see her join the S team. I believe she's the fourth woman on the S team. And my experience, I can speak from a personal experience. I've been at Amazon 6 years. I've had a phenomenal experience as a leader and as someone who's had the opportunity to participate in leadership development programs at Amazon. I think it comes from really our customer obsession, and just like our customers are very diverse, having diversity of all sorts across our teams is really a top priority when it comes to talent development and developing more a culture of both inclusion and diversity at Amazon. So I've been exposed to really amazing leadership opportunities, but also trainings, and it's part of our very much our everyday conversation with our leadership principles, where we seek to include diverse perspectives. And I think the diversification of our S team is just another example of that.